guys? Welcome to an episode of Review Corner. My name's Kevin.
What up? I'm Blackstone. You're a Brony champion.
Brony champion. So, yesterday I made a quick video before I went to work talking about WrestleMania. I've loved wrestling since the early 2000s.
About the 90s for me.
90s. I stopped a little while because wrestling got weird.
It's always been weird.
It's always been weird. I was a huge Attitude Era fan, and I stopped after the Attitude Era kind of ended. I was like, but whatever.
Like most people did.
Yeah, like most people did. I started watching it maybe about 3 years ago. I watched Undertaker versus Triple H round 1, where he put the Hell's Getting... Not the dive kick.
Oh, sorry.
Dive kick.
You said round 1.
Round 1, dive kick.
Sorry,
yes, me and him be playing dive kick later. That was actually the first match I've watched in a long time. I actually honestly thought the streak was dead, but I was dead wrong.
Yeah, let's not talk about streaks.
We're gonna get into that. We were over. I was over at my girlfriend's house. I
was over Jason's.
You were at his buddy Jason's house. We were. He has it on the network. We actually bought it on the actual box because we don't have the network.
If you don't have the network, and you're a WWE fan, and you don't have the network, and you order pay-per-views, you're an idiot.
Well, to be fair, there's no internet at my girlfriend's house.
Understandable.
So
no, you on the other hand, you have your issues or whatever. I'm talking.
I have my own money issues right now. Not to mention how I don't have any money. Well, I have money right now, but there's no point in me putting it in there when we had like 13 people at our house the other day. So
I'm sorry, but $9.99 a month for a 6-month commitment, and you get all the pay-per-views. I mean, that's just like a no-brainer.
The other thing that really made me worry about the WWE Network on Sunday is that everyone's been watching the same pay-per-view over and over again.
It crashed once.
Yeah, that was my biggest fear, is that the network actually would crash.
Yeah, it crashed one time, and it was like maybe a 5-second delay. We restarted the app, and it was good to go.
Yeah. So that was good, at least. That was my one big fear, is that everyone's going to be watching WrestleMania.
Without CM Punk. As you can see, I'm wearing my CM Punk shirt.
With his Brony Championship.
With my Brony Championship. Mm-hmm. Just to let you know that CM Punk, we miss you. I now understand why you left. I can understand why. You know? Just the whole... Go ahead, Kevin. I'm not getting into it yet.
Yeah, we'll get into it, guys. So if you guys haven't watched Raw last night, because I said I was going to make a video yesterday or today. Today's Tuesday, 2 days after WrestleMania. I didn't watch a lot of Raw. I watched a little bit of Raw yesterday. I watched all of WrestleMania.
Raw.
I watched a little bit of WrestleMania again yesterday because we recorded it, just because there's a couple speculations, but we'll get into that soon. Started off, Hulk Hogan comes out. 75,000 people. Amazing.
Going crazy.
Going crazy. Stone Cold Steve Austin shows up.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Rock shows up. Amazing. Everyone then started cheering.
Let me just stop you there. Did you see that set? That set was probably one of the best WrestleMania sets.
That was one of the longest ramps I've ever seen in my life.
Well, that too. And actually, it was kind of funny. Quick joke. I'm getting out of base a little bit.
That's fine. We're making a video anyway.
We actually timed how long it was going to take for the Undertaker and Randy Orton to get to the ring.
26 minutes I counted for Undertaker, I really thought.
And the winner who took the longest was...
Undertaker.
Yeah. Because that dude is old as hell.
But don't also forget, we'll get into that once we get to once you get to the Undertaker match, we'll talk about that.
Alright.
So, what was the first match?
The first match was... it was Daniel Bryan, Triple H.
That's right, it was. Daniel Bryan versus Triple H. A lot of people did speculate Triple H would win because of the whole Vince complex. Vince McMahon won a championship before, so they figured Triple H would do the same thing.
Triple H won the championship 13 times. Are you freaking kidding me? Like, if I told everybody in that room that I was with, I was like, if Triple H wins this match tonight, I'm leaving. I'm not even watching the rest. I'm not. Because there was a sign that did say, they did point out, if Daniel Bryan loses, we riot, and I honestly did believe that. You see the sign that says, if Cena wins, we Wyatt?
No, I did not see that sign. Awesome. That's actually pretty funny.
It was probably the best sign ever.
I'm not a fan of the Wyatt family. I hate the Wyatt family. I hated that match altogether because the match was already done with Cena actually a couple years ago at Extreme Rules, I think it was.
Yeah.
Where it was Cena versus Kane when Kane came back, and he was like, "You must become your demons," and that was the dumbest thing ever. So why do it again? Like, did people really forget about it?
But you hate the Wyatts, but everybody's so high on them.
I don't know why.
The management is. The fans are. Did you see... Well, you didn't see Raw, but
No.
Everybody.
Well, I saw a little bit of that match, the 6-man match.
Did you see him when
I
they came?
stopped after the commercial and then I left. Actually,
Did
I
you
stopped
see him when
watching.
they came out? Everybody going side to side, singing, "He's got the whole world."
The other thing too is
like
for the 6-man last night. Did you see every time one of the faces would fight the Wyatt, they all booed? Whenever the Wyatts actually fought, they all cheered. And I'm like, okay, I get it. The Wyatts are hyped. It's the Raw after WrestleMania. It's gonna be crazy. But even like Sheamus, when Sheamus was wrestling, he was like, I don't know. What? And he just started laughing about it because it was so ridiculous. I'm like, they're heels for a reason.
But everybody's like this now. It's like, okay, they want Daniel Bryan to be the face.
They pushed Daniel Bryan for the face for the longest time.
For the longest time, now he is. Now, the fans are thinking, well, if Daniel Bryan can do it, then
make a heel do it.
Let's make a heel do it. So let's cheer the Wyatt.
What about the Shield?
Shields are faces now.
I know. I love the fact that the Shields are faces now.
Yeah, but
I hate them altogether. But I love the fact that they're faces.
But I like the Shield when they're heels. But now that they're faces, I think they're even more badass that they're faces.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, Daniel Bryan won.
Obviously.
Against Triple H. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah,
a lot of people didn't see WrestleMania.
That's true.
Daniel Bryan did win against the match against Triple H.
Yep.
Triple H took it out on him by bashing him with the
chair. And he did it cleanly, too. Because
he did do it cleanly.
He did it cleanly.
Did do it cleanly.
Now, key word. Now, remember how I said cleanly in the beginning? Yeah. He beat him cleanly.
He beat him straight up. 1, 2, 3 with a nice running knee.
Yes, it was the running knee.
The running knee is the greatest move ever.
The Shining Wizard.
It's a standing Shining Wizard. That's all it is.
But it's not even a Shining Wizard, though. A Shining Wizard is like an enziguri, but just not like, you hold the guy's foot and then you do the...
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
So what was after that was the 30-man Battle Royale?
No, it was... Wasn't it the Shield in...
Yeah, oh yeah.
The
2-minute match of the Shield.
That pissed me off.
I was so mad about that. I was so hyped for that match.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my god. The Shield versus the New Age Outlaws and Kane. I'm like, this match is great. Great!
And the fact that they had this whole new look, because they got like the freaking, the Watchdog freaking, the
dude, I love Roman Reigns' vest looked awesome.
Yeah, and they got renewed vests and stuff and everything. I'm just like, are you freaking kidding me? These guys look badass.
2 minutes!
2.5, no, not even 2 minutes. It was, we counted, I think it was like a minute. It was a minute and like 59 seconds. A minute and like 55 seconds. Done. And I'm just like, are you serious right now?
So mad about that.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But the Shield won, obviously, but 2 minutes?
2 minutes. For someone they've been hyping the Shield so much for, because the original storyline for the Shield was that they were going to break up and it'd be a triple threat against each other, and the winner would kind of just go off and do their own thing and leave the other two behind. Which obviously be Roman Reigns. He's a powerhouse.
Yeah.
But
calling it now, Roman Reigns is going to be a WWE World Heavyweight Champion this year.
Not this year, next year. I predict next year.
Huh.
I predict he's going to be the winner of next year's Royal Rumble.
Next year's or this year's?
Next year's. 2015. Since this year's Royal Rumble already passed. Next year's. So 2015 Royal Rumble.
That's what I mean.
So we're both saying the same thing, but in different ways.
Yeah. But here's another prediction, too. Whoever wins Money in the Bank, which is either going to be probably either Cesaro.
Money in the Bank's actually in Boston this year.
Yeah, I know, and I'm going.
You are? I figured. I've told you guys before, we live in Western Mass, so Boston's a hop, skip, and a jump for us across the way.
It's either going to be Cesaro or Roman Reigns. Whoever wins that Money in the Bank is probably going to win the Royal Rumble.
I'm also really mad
because the other person who loses that match is going to win the Royal
Money in the Bank's only going to be one Money in the Bank this year.
Yeah, because there's only one title.
I don't like that. Because last year's heavyweight Money in the Bank was so good with the up-and-comers.
Yeah, that was good.
It was the up-and-comers versus the All-Stars Money in the Bank. And both matches...
It was the Raw one was all the former champions, and then the World Heavyweight one was...
Future champions.
Future champions.
And I thought that was amazing.
Which Daniel Sandow won, which I think was completely...
that was just a storyline basis. I don't understand that.
It was absolutely stupid. Give it to Cody. He deserves it.
Yeah, Cody. Well, Cody had a title reign with his brother now, and now him and Goldust are running the title. But, okay, so, pre-game show before we go anywhere else. The Fatal 4-Way Tag Team against the Usos. I didn't get to see it because I don't have the network. It was network only, so you probably saw it.
Yeah, I saw it. It was actually a pretty good.
Was it good? I never got to see that part.
Now, when you think Fatal 4-Way, what do you think of?
Well, I think Fatal 4-Way, obviously, it's going to be 4 people in the corner and First pinfall gets the title.
Exactly.
I've never seen a Fatal 4-Way tag match. So yes, I have. Yeah. Because isn't it you tag anyone in the corner and automatically switch out?
Exactly.
That's ridiculous.
And that's what it was, but you just said it. You said first pinfall wins. It was an elimination tag.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was an elimination tag.
That's pretty cool.
So when I saw the Los Matadors, they got eliminated first, obviously, because they're fucking horrible. But
you mean Epico and Primo?
Whatever.
Epico and Primo.
Yeah, whatever. And whatever. And I saw the Usos pin them, and I'm like, no, it wasn't the Usos. It was the Real Americans that pinned them. Yeah. And I'm just like, holy crap, they're not breaking up. And I'm like, holy crap, they're gonna win the tag titles. And then I heard, Justin Roberts like, the Los Matadors has been eliminated. And I'm like, wait a minute, isn't this a Fatal 4-Way? It's not an elimination. And it just went on elimination. I'm just like, okay.
Alrighty then.
But don't get me wrong, it was an awesome match, and the Usos retained. But
I'm glad the Usos retained because I think they really deserve it.
It was the fallout afterwards.
I didn't see. I don't know what the fallout.
It was the fallout afterwards because it was between the Usos and the Real Americans. There were the final two.
Yep.
Cesaro was about to go did the big swing on one of the Usos.
Finally,
he was dizzy. Blind tag by Swagger. He gets up by the Usos or whatever.
Yep.
They did. The Usos finisher is the splash from the top rope. They did a double splash from each turnbuckle.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
To finish off Swagger.
That's pretty cool.
He got the pinfall, and Cesaro and them were like going at it. Where were you? Blah blah blah. This that, and the other. And then Zeb Coulter wanted him to hug it out. Didn't happen.
Really?
Yeah, didn't happen. Cesaro was about to go for the hug. Gave the Cesaro swing to freaking Swagger. It was awesome.
So that was the pre-show. So now let's go back on track to the 30-man Battle Royale for the Giant tournament. Shit show. I thought it was the best match of the WrestleMania. Now, I'm not a fan of this year's WrestleMania. I thought WrestleMania 30 sucked. For obvious reasons. You say differently. Me and him had this discussion yesterday. He has a different WrestleMania. I believe this WrestleMania sucked. You'll know why shortly when we talk about the match coming up. The 30-man Battle Royale I thought was a great idea because we were talking about this on the way over here. Is that at a WrestleMania, you only have a certain set of matches. 8, 10, whatever it is. But you don't have the entire roster playing WrestleMania.
Right.
What do? You have a Battle Royale. Have everyone else do it. Okay. Yeah. Let everyone else bask in the glory of WrestleMania. I thought that was pretty cool. The winner gets a trophy. And that Andre the Giant's trophy was huge.
100 pounds, they said.
I believe that. It took 4 reps to put it in the ring, and then Cesaro lifted it up. Yeah. By the way, Cesaro won it.
I'm so glad that he won.
Cesaro literally did a WrestleMania 3 moment, and he body slammed. When Big Show came out, he was the second to last one to come out, dressed in the attire of Andre the Giant, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because everyone said he was a favorite to win it, and I understand why. I mean, look at him.
He's a giant.
He's a giant, plus not to mention he's a powerhouse.
Yeah.
And Mark Henry was entered in it too, so I figured it'd come down to those two. But Mark Henry got eliminated like halfway through it.
Yeah.
But so many people were getting thrown out quickly, I was like, I couldn't even handle the crap.
Yeah.
And then it ended up being Big Show versus Cesaro, and Cesaro did the body slam from WrestleMania 3 when Hulk did it to Andre the Giant, which I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you gotta, Big Show ain't no small dude.
Big Show weighs 500 pounds.
Yeah, and you body slam him over the top rope?
Over the top rope, yeah. It's a little bit different when Hulk did it. He did it in the middle of the ring, but he got even more height.
That takes some damn skill, and you know what, Cesaro, you got... And I like Cesaro. Again, I kind of got a, sweatsuit on, kind of like, he did in the beginning. But I've always been a Cesaro fan since the beginning when he was the whole Swiss... superstar, whatever, gimmick that he had.
That was ridiculous.
Or whatever.
Antonio Cesaro!
And
now he's just called Cesaro.
And he was with Oksana, because Oksana was his manager for a while. And then remember he was losing a lot, and then he cut her off, and then basically he got that big United States title push.
Yeah, I didn't like that. And then I noticed for a while that if you have the United States Championship, you're not from the Americans.
Yeah.
Which I found was kind of funny. It's like, you're the United States champions, Cesaro held it for like a year. And before that, everyone else was not from America. So I was like, I'm not trying to be mean about that. I just thought it was kind of funny that everyone who retained the United States Championship wasn't from America.
And I think it's funny, too, that, my Brony Championship is actually more relevant to the United States than the WWE United States title right now. Because who has it? Dean Ambrose. When's the last time he defended it? At a pay-per-view.
Oh, months ago.
At a pay-per-view. I'm not even going to talk about a Raw or a SmackDown. At a pay-per-view. When's the last time he defended it on a pay-per-view? You can't think of one, can you?
Probably...
Yeah.
July last year, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Google it. I don't freaking know.
I don't want to know.
Hell, I had more defenses with this than freaking he has.
That's true. A lot of people fought him for it in Anime Boston. Oh yeah, by the way, speaking of Anime Boston's, this guy actually was the one in my last video I was talking about. He raised almost $1,500 for MS.
14.
I said almost 15.
Oh,
almost 15.
Yeah, 14.
Actually,
the exact total was $13.85, and I want to thank.
Oh, $13.85.
Yeah.
You told me it was over 14, but cool. Still,
$13.85, and I want to
amazing.
I want to thank everybody who have over 1,000 friends on Facebook, and I know.
Yeah, he does.
I'm a popular dude. What can I say?
And he knows almost all of them.
Okay, we're not going there.
But yeah, he actually did the tournament, and he entered and came in third place. He
broke a controller.
Had
a broken controller.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Anyway, so he props to this guy because he raised so much money for MS. It's a great cause. I know someone with MS, so I feel really happy the fact that I contributed. He contributed. Thank you everyone who did contribute to him. Super awesome. He did really well in the tournament. He got a lot of really cool swag.
One actually brought some of that swag too.
He brought some. We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about it in another video.
Another video.
Maybe we'll do Blackstone's 2014 swag bag video like I did mine. Who knows?
I want to thank everybody who contributed. People who forwarded the message. Nerdfit, Saki, Coveney Decor, all my artist friends, all my web friends. I want to thank everybody because if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have done that at all. I didn't. To be honest with you, I was only supposed to raise $100 just to be a finalist. Yeah. And you know what? And I did that in I think 4 hours. And then it just kept on going and going and going and going. I'm just like, holy crap. And it just, I didn't expect it to make that much. So again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. And it just shows that there are good people in the world, even though there are a lot of bad people.
Yeah.
But let's go back on top.
Your karma will come back anyway. So, Cesaro won it. That was a pretty cool match. Yeah, the machine gun punch. That's what I call it. After that was the Bray Wyatt Cena match.
Yes.
I hate Cena, and I hate Wyatts, and I think the Wyatts are boring. My girlfriend. My girlfriend's brother said it the same way. Why would anyone want to watch these Duck Dynasty rejects? And it's true, because Duck Dynasty got really popular, and all of a sudden the Wyatts come out of nowhere, and they're doing the exact same thing. I think of House of a Thousand Corpses. That's what I say.
Kevin, you know who Bray Wyatt originally was, right?
Well, he's in NXT. That's all I know.
Remember the Nexus?
He was in Nexus?
Remember Husky Harris?
He was in Nexus?
Yeah. He was Husky Harris. He was the dude with all the freaking tattoos.
He still has a tattoo.
Well, the fat dude with all the tattoos.
Well, so that match was trying to make Cena with his inner demon come out, which, again, it's been redone. It was redone. So, Cena pretty much, I will not fight.
Yeah, the match was stupid.
The match was dumb. It took a lot longer than it should.
Because you have Cena who can't wrestle at all because he has like a total of 9 freaking moves. You have Bray Wyatt who actually can wrestle.
3 moves.
Yeah, 3 moves. What, Bray Wyatt?
Bray Wyatt only has like 3 moves.
Bray Wyatt who actually can wrestle.
He can no, he's sloppy though. He's very sloppy.
He's sloppy, but he can wrestle when you know.
Yeah.
But the thing about Bray Wyatt,
he has one of the coolest finishers. I'll give him that.
Oh yeah, but
Sister Abigail's Kiss is a fun-looking finisher.
Yeah, and actually, it's pretty awesome too. But Bray Wyatt, his mic skills are compared to Punk, Miz, Rock. That's what they're saying right now, and I agree because he's kind of like he kind of has like that whole ministry, Undertaker, darkness.
If they actually pushed it for like Kane, if they pushed it originally when they came out and they were representing themselves and they wanted Kane to become pretty much evil again, and Kane came back as the inner demon and they followed him. Like another Ministry of Darkness, that would be amazing. I would totally follow that completely. But no, they came out and they're spouting all this House of a Thousand Corpses. You must follow me because I am the Eater of Worlds. What does that even mean?
He is Galactus. He eats worlds.
So now we're going to the comics. You're breaking all the fourth walls. Deadpool's not in the house right now, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe he has an inner Deadpool. You don't know.
Who knows? It's weird. So that match was boring. Boring.
That match really sucked.
It was, but the funniest thing was the crowd. Is the whole crowd was literally swaying, singing
the whole world in his hands. That was awesome.
That was pretty. Awesome. That was pretty funny. WrestleMania crowds. I mean, if this is the first time you guys ever watched a WrestleMania, I mean, you guys could be just tuning in, going, "Hey, check it out! We're talking about WrestleMania. Never watched it. Maybe I'll get into it." WrestleMania crowds are amazing. They're so much fun.
But the Raw after WrestleMania,
the Raw after almost every pay-per-view have insane crowds.
But
WrestleMania crowds are the best.
The absolute 100%
by far the best.
Yep.
And I love that. I simply love that. And they
had a Brooklyn Brawler chant last night.
They did.
Are you freaking kidding me?
They did. They had a lot of chants.
Brooklyn Brawler. Who else they charged?
During the 30-man Battle Royale, when Fandango actually knocked out a guy and he was running around the outside of the ring dancing, the entire camera crew saw probably close to like 5,000 people doing the Fandango. And I don't know if you saw that.
And the whole freaking arena was doing the Fandango on Monday.
Yeah, it's. Anyway, so back to the thing on hand that made me really hate this WrestleMania, and you are going to agree with me. The next match is the one match that everyone always goes to see. It's the Undertaker match. Now, yep, we're going to talk about it. So, I'm a huge Lesnar fan. Well, back in the day, I was a huge Lesnar fan. I love the fact that he was... Lesnar. I know you hated Lesnar. That's fine. UFC fighter. He quits the WWE to go become a UFC fighter. He does all this crazy stuff.
He's a pussy in UFC.
I love it. He did, actually. I've heard for obvious reasons the UFC contractors just gave him a title. They just gave him a title. They gave him a title reign. And then took it away from him because they said he was no good for it. I know, you're going to talk. All right, so slow pace match. I wasn't happy with it. See, 3 F5s. Once, twice, three. Once, twice, three. You see one tombstone power driver, one choke slam, one last ride. Now,
and that last ride was weak.
Of course, it's weak. He's so many things, so many bad things. So, again, it's a slow pace match. He goes in for one more tombstone to finish the job. Botches it. Ends up getting another F5. Literally, you hear 1, 2, and everyone's like, no one has to count it. He's going to get out. 3. Brock Lesnar beat the streak. Now, I have no problem, and I was telling him this yesterday, I have no problem with someone beating the streak. It's a legend within itself. It is one of the greatest records in wrestling history, in sports history, in any history. People have been talking about it for years. It's undeniable a great streak. Don't give it to a part-time wrestler. And you said this to me yesterday, and I agree with you, and I am dead serious about this. Brock Lesnar did not deserve to get the win. Because guess what? He's gone. He left. He's going back to UFC. He came back, and apparently I heard that he had a chance to fight in his contract, he had to fight a legend. It's in a Legends contract. Mm-hmm. To wrestle a legend. Mm-hmm. So it was supposed to be for this year, Brock versus Rock. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's agreeing with me because he's really mad right now, but we're going to keep talking about it because we can. So Brock versus Rock got put on hold because Rock hurt himself last year at last year's WrestleMania when he fought Cena. Once in a lifetime part 2. Yeah. If you guys can't already tell, he's not a fan of last year's WrestleMania. No one really was. He says WrestleMania 29 is by far, he says, the worst WrestleMania. I say this year is the worst WrestleMania.
Oh my god. Alright, I'm about to get on this right now.
Hang on.
What? Because I got all this anger!
You're exploding your anger because I'm not done explaining this thing. Okay, now, when he pinned him, everyone was deaf silent. The whole crowd, everybody, except for like 3 people who actually believed in Brock Lesnar. Twitter was blowing up saying Lesnar's going to win, Lesnar's going to win, Lesnar's going to win. I'm like, Lesnar's not going to win. He's Brock Lesnar. No one fucking cares. He's got to lose at a pay-per-view. There's no way you can keep winning at a pay-per-view. You're not Cena. Cena has contracts to win. It's ridiculous. But deaf silent. Apparently later on that day, you found out Undertaker actually had internal bleeding. He had to go to the hospital. So my speculation is that he was supposed to win it, and he didn't because he was injured by far the greatest. I don't know. I mean, they're not going to tell you anything, obviously. I guess Heyman came out yesterday to talk about winning, and I figured maybe Brock Lesnar wouldn't gloat. I'm sure he did. Yeah, so I was hoping he'd come out and he'd be like, I'm not going to say this, I'm glad I fought Undertaker. But no, he probably came out and said his shit, talk shit, and then left, saying, I'm done, I'm going to UFC again, I don't care. So, Blackstone, show me your anger. Go.
Alright. I have no problem with Brock Lesnar. I don't. I really, really don't. I have a problem with this man losing to Taker last year.
Why is that?
Because he should have beat Taker. Not no fucking part-timer like freaking Brock Lesnar. You're gone for how long?
Lesnar was gone for like 5-6 years.
Yeah.
Early 2000s, he quit.
You quit. You quit when you're at your highest peak because he was champion.
He was. He was the youngest champion. One of the youngest champions.
Champs ever before Orton beat it. But highest of the high, you quit. Fine. Okay, it's not for you. You go on and do your own thing.
UFC.
Whatever. Cool. Whatever. You were awesome at that prime. I respected you then. You come back against the babyface, the face of the company, which is Cena, which I have respect for. I just hate him in the ring.
That match was terrible, though, because he busted him open before the match even started.
And you basically handpick. You just give him a win against your top guy, who's been busting his ass for the company for years,
over a decade,
bleeding, hurt, fighting hurt. Like
he put UFC moves on him, which you were like, don't. This is not UFC. Wrestling is not UFC.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a big difference between the both.
That pissed me off. And what pissed me off even more is the fact that this man left. I can understand, and I was pissed that he left.
He left for certain reasons, and I understand
why.
But
now I can understand why. I can see why now. You're going to let that piece of shit, that part-timer, be just an immortal.
Yeah.
And
immortal.
And you beat Taker. You're a freaking legend, bro. And he don't even care.
Exactly.
He doesn't even care because he left. He's gone. He came back on Monday. He didn't even say a fucking word. It was all Paul Heyman saying that no one believed in him. Blah blah blah. This that and the other. And now I hear speculation that Taker handpicked him to beat you. Okay, you guys are friends.
Apparently,
okay.
Yeah. Apparently, outside of the company, Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker
are friends.
Are like great friends. They talk all the time and blah blah. And supposedly, like you said, Undertaker called him up and said, "I want you to.
I want you to beat the streak." No.
Well, the other thing too is what I heard is that Undertaker wanted to retire with a loss at WrestleMania because he said himself.
Go ahead.
He said himself, "I don't want everyone to put me on such a high pedestal when I go," and it makes sense. He is the immortal Undertaker.
I understand that.
And that makes perfect sense.
And I understand that. But if that was the fucking case,
don't give it to a part-timer.
Then you should have gave it to Punk last year.
Give it to Punk. Give it to Cena. Give it to Cesaro.
Sheamus.
Anybody.
I could name you fucking 20 guys on that damn roster.
Active roster
that could use that win and be like, hey, I beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. No one's ever done that before. Use that for the,
and everyone
to build their career. And now what's it gonna do now? Lesnar's fucking gone. So now that's just like, I beat The Undertaker. Who fucking cares? I'm going to USC. Fuck this company. Fuck you, Lesnar. Okay? Fuck you. I fucking can't stand him. Oh my god.
He does this all the time. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about Lesnar came in. He wrestled Triple H once. Beat him, and then literally when they were using Tout, you guys remember Tout? No one liked Tout. He said on Tout, "I'm done with the wrestling. It did what I had to. I conquered everything. I'm done. Bye." And he left. He quit. He came in, wrestled Triple H, beat him, and then left. And then he came back and fought Triple H again, and lost. And then he fought Triple H again, and then he won. And then he's, I've taken on the immortal Triple H. I can do it. Blah blah. Then he left. Then he came back, and then during WrestleMania season, he said, I'm the self-proclaimed number one contender. And I thought that was bullshit. And
oh my god, if he won the
and
title,
then Batista came back.
Oh, that's another one. That's a fucking another one.
This is
another one.
This is the main reason why CM Punk quit. If you guys did not know, is because, and I agree with him wholeheartedly, and I know you do too, is that old wrestlers are coming back. Great. I love the fact that old wrestlers are coming back. You know, bring back some of the old roster. Batista quit. He straight up quit. Left the company. Became a movie star.
6 years.
6 years. He was gone. Became a movie star. I think was in 3 movies.
Yeah, and they all sucked too, by the way.
He's in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's supposedly gone now. I don't know what's going on unless they renewed his contract. But he's going to film Guardians of the Galaxy. He's can't think of his name, but he came in. Oh, we'll bring back Triple H. We'll bring back Batista. Everyone's been wanting Batista back. Great. I loved Batista. He was a powerhouse. You know, you don't have too many of those guys. You have people like CM Punk and Daniel Bryan who are the mixed tacticians and stuff. You don't have too many powerhouses. You want to be able to have a tactician versus a brute. That's a great matchup. You know? I always saw it like that, you know? Back in the day when you had Benoit versus, like, you know...
No, don't say that, man.
No, Benoit. I love Benoit. Benoit! Bring back Benoit!
Yeah, let's resurrect him.
Yes, resurrect Benoit, please.
Fucking Batista.
Batista comes back, wins the Royal Rumble.
Oh, that pissed me off.
Pisses off CM Punk, and CM Punk
quits. I don't blame him.
Quits. Because he said, before he quit...
Best in the fucking world! Oh, no, we're gonna give a part-timer... Here's your WrestleMania ticket. You didn't do shit for it. You haven't been here for freaking 3 years busting your fucking ass for this damn company. But we're gonna give it... Here, have the WrestleMania main event. Fuck CM Punk.
This has been ongoing. And the other thing, though, that kind of made me mad about CM Punk was he believed that CM Punk deserved a main event WrestleMania ticket. Now, that being said, I don't believe what he said was true. CM Punk has his own record. He is the one and only guy to hold the WWE title for more than a year and a half, 434 days. That's more than anyone has ever held it in this quarter of a century.
Yep.
Unprecedented, legendary. The guy will be a Hall of Famer. I guarantee it. However...
I probably shit on the ring, too.
Probably shit on the ring.
I would have.
Yeah. However, CM Punk lost it to The Rock, and then Cena got it back, and now they're doing the whole new story. And now this is the year of Daniel Bryan. This is the year of the yes. And I love that this is the year of the yes. I think it's great that they're giving another push to someone else, not Cena. And Punk's mad because he believes he's done it. Now, I agree with Punk, yes, maybe because he had the championship, but he keeps wanting to have championships. He's not letting the little guys move up. What he said actually...
And I'll give him that. That, yes, he needs to give it to the little guy. Punk versus Bryan. WWE Championship. Give it to Bryan. Give it to fucking Bryan.
Great match.
He's in the main event, but he loses to Bryan.
He even stated that. He even stated.
He said he would do it. He would do it.
He said this is the year of Daniel Bryan, and he gets that. But he says he still thinks he deserves a main event at WrestleMania. Now, obviously, he doesn't have the title. Randy Orton did. So if Daniel Bryan won it, why would CM Punk be in a main event match? Yes, and then they rumored him to fight Triple H for because of the whole authority thing versus, you know, the mouth versus the authority. And I thought that was a really cool concept. Punk didn't like it. He quits. Bam. Punk's out. Rewrites the whole storyline. And then what does he end up doing? He's probably kicking himself for this too, since they rewrote it that Daniel Bryan didn't go into the Royal Rumble. Now he fights the authority, and if he wins, he gets a main event ticket. That could have happened to Punk. That could have obviously happened to Punk.
How is that going to happen to Punk?
Well, no, when you think about it, if Punk didn't quit...
It would have been Punk Bryan. It would have been Punk Batista and Orton.
You don't know that. They rewrote the whole storylines last minute, because when Punk quit was like an hour and a half before Raw aired. So they had to rewrite the storyline multiple times to try and cover everything. It's possible that Punk could have ended up taking on the authority, done the whole thing, could have been in the main event for WrestleMania. It could have been, but if Daniel Bryan was in the Royal Rumble, do you think Bryan would have won?
Probably.
There you go. Do you think Batista would have won? Probably not.
Actually, no, because if you notice all the animals coming back for Royal Rumble. Animals coming back for the Royal Rumble.
Animals did not come back for Royal Rumble. Batista came back and threw out like 3 guys.
And won.
That's not the animal. That's just Batista being Batista. All right. So, Undertaker lost. Possibly because he was so injured he could not do it. I've also heard other rumors that Lesnar changed the storyline on last minute and he was fired for it. I believe that was on a
That was on a blog.
Yeah, that was on a weird blog. I think it's false. I believe it's actually false.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think it's false. I don't think it's true at all either.
Punk, we miss you, man.
Punk needs to come back. There's rumor he's supposed to come back for WrestleMania, never did. There's rumor he's supposed to come back for Raw, never did. He's engaged to AJ Lee. Props to him.
Yeah, and she gave him a shout out last night on Raw.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, when she was doing her whole before she lost the title to Paige.
By the way,
yes,
if you guys didn't watch Raw,
spoilers.
I'm gonna put in here. This is massive spoilers for WrestleMania and Raw.
But,
so if you guys, sorry if you didn't watch it yet.
Sorry, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm an asshole. I apologize.
It's fine. It's so 2 days after WrestleMania.
So AJ comes out with Tamina, basically saying, "Hey guys, see this? I wasn't supposed to win this, wasn't I? I am your champion. I am your savior of the Divas division.
Oh, so you could be savior of the Diva masses?
Basically, you could say that I'm the best in the world." And then everybody just started losing it.
Oh, that's
she said,
messed up.
Yeah, and basically, when she said that, she's like, "I am the diva. No one can touch me. I basically say I'm the savior. Blah blah blah. This, that, and the other." Paige comes out. Basically says, "I congratulate you." She and AJ Lee. It's like, "Oh, you want to match with the champ? You think that you're better than me? Blah blah blah. This, that, and the other." Next thing you know, let's get a referee here. Smacks her. Smacks freaking Paige. She's on the ground like, "Oh," and I'm like, "That ain't Paige." Because if you watch NXT, Paige is a badass.
I've never watched NXT. He has a network. I don't. I have yet to watch any NXT matches. I've heard they're really good though.
So the match goes on. Freaking AJ automatically puts her in the Black Widow, and I'm just like, "Oh wow, I guess she's not gonna win the title." Next thing you know, she reverses the Black Widow. No one has ever reversed the Black Widow, so I'm just
I know exactly how you reverse the Black Widow. You just fall back. You fall back. That's all you do.
Obviously, but it's wrestling. Come on, man, shut up.
It's like when what is it? Dolph Ziggler puts you in the sleeper. How will he ever get out of the sleeper? Just fall back. You hurt the guy, you fall back.
Well, yeah, that too. But what if you don't hurt him? He wraps your legs around you. You can't get out. You're done. And you're tapping out like a little biatch. But anyway,
you jump.
She reversed it. She hits her finisher called the Paige Turner.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's her finisher. Pinned her 1, 2, 3 cleanly, and she in her 295 days as Diva champion had just went gone.
Anyway, after the Undertaker match, they actually had the Diva Invitational. It's a battle royale. It's stupid. It's pointless.
AKA time to go to the bathroom, finish up getting all your snacks for the big main event because you're not getting up after that spot. That's what basically that was.
It was an utter boring shit show. They had all these women. I think the funniest thing about that whole Divas match, actually, if you did watch it, was at one point you saw like 4 Divas pinning other Divas, and the ref's like 1, 2. Oh, there's more than. Oh crap!
Oh, yeah,
he's like, how you supposed to? Who's gonna win that if like 4 people pin at once? Does that mean you narrow it down and they eliminate
a quad champion?
Yeah, so they all gonna share a piece of the belt.
No, you have co-champions, tri-champions, quad champions.
Exactly.
Quad champions.
So,
but that was
dude.
Did you see Axana's ass?
No.
Like those tights?
No.
When she was on the top.
I was. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Right after Undertaker's match, I did not care about the Divas match. I was so dumbfounded that actually most of it was a blur. I actually rewatched the Undertaker match.
So pissed off.
I was livid. My girlfriend was livid. He was livid. Everyone in the room was like, except one guy was like, he was a Brock Lesnar fan. He's like, I told you. We're like, shut the fuck up, getting out of my house.
Get out of here.
My girlfriend's brother actually wore a Dead Man shirt, like an old school, like 1998 Dead Man shirt, back when he was like the whole like biker stuff. Exactly. Okay. Yeah. Pretty much.
Hail Hydra. Sorry.
Hail Hydra. Speaking of, Captain America 2 is a really good movie. I suggest you go see that. Sorry. Oh, there you go. Even better. All right, continuing. We're not talking about Captain America. We're talking about WrestleMania. Shit show that. Main event. Main event comes up. Batista, Orton, Bryan. Triple threat match. Who do you think's going to interfere? No disqualification. Triple H interferes.
Triple
As
H
to be expected.
Of course. Triple H interferes. Stephanie interferes.
New ref. And Armstrong. Was that
Scott Armstrong.
Scott Armstrong.
If you remember, the referee who counted the fast count, the 1, 2, 3, when Daniel Bryan won the championship the first time.
Yeah.
He came back, so it was a crooked ref.
Yeah.
And they kicked out.
Yeah.
But the best thing about that match, and it was.
If you're talking about what I think you're talking about, I was.
I'm gonna
middle of the match.
I'm gonna say that I thought Orton was gonna be dead. So
if you guys didn't watch it, because I don't know how much they actually showed. Well, they showed a little bit of it at the beginning of Raw, because I watched a little bit of Raw yesterday. But after Triple H got injured, Stephanie got injured, they rolled them out of the ring, all the refs and stuff, and I guess Stephanie hurt her ankle or something.
Fuck Stephanie.
I don't know what it was. So they set up. There's 3 announcer tables this year at WrestleMania: the English, the Spanish, and the French. Guess what table got wrecked? Don't put up your middle finger, because you already know what it is. Spanish announcer tables got wrecked again.
But they didn't touch the French.
They didn't even go near the French.
Yeah. Who the fuck gives a fuck about
French? They probably like, by the way, you're probably going to start syndicating you now. Next month, you're probably going to get wrecked. I have no idea.
Like, seriously,
anyway,
a French table? Like,
they set up the steps to the ring, and then they ripped out all the innards for the tables. And innards. Now, Batista's going to give Daniel Bryan a Batista bomb, and Orton sets him up for literally the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
A Batista bomb, a.k.a. Batista bomb RKO.
Yep. So as he gets thrown down, he RKOs him. So literally his back's getting torn up and his neck's getting torn up. However,
Randy Orton didn't realize that he didn't move all the monitors, and when he landed on his RKO, the small on his back, basically where his spine is, landed right on the fucking TV monitor, and I thought he was dead. He wasn't moving for a while.
Daniel Bryan looks like he broke his neck.
Yeah. But I think Randy Orton got the freaking.
Randy Orton got just as much pain, if not more.
The worst of it, but he got up like a champ.
And at one point, when Daniel Bryan was on the ground, the trainer came over, and I think Daniel Bryan was unresponsive. Orton was writhing in pain, like screaming, and then the announcers in English, because the Spanish announcers, obviously they're not being syndicated, they were literally, you notice when something goes wrong, the announcers don't talk normal. They talk very whisper-like, oh my god, I can't, Daniel Bryan's not moving. It's like, then you know that it's not planned.
And then you always want
Guys, if you haven't figured out, wrestling is planned.
Yeah.
Weeks in advance, matches are already set up.
And I'm going to give you another thing if you didn't notice it. Anytime that a referee gives the X sign,
that's bad.
That's bad. That means
something went wrong,
bad. And someone's very seriously injured. Now, don't get me wrong. People get hurt all the time, like maybe a sprain, this, that, and the other. We're talking about maybe broken bones, I can't move. The seriousness of it, like really hurt. You know, my coach always said this. There's a difference between getting hurt and getting injured. Hurt, people get hurt all the time.
Yeah. Spraining the ankle.
Stay
off it for a few days, you're fine.
Injured is when you break a bone. I shattered my ankle. That's a legitimate injury.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, I didn't see the X sign, so I was skeptical, but I kept on looking at that ref, and they don't like to show that the X on TV. So you really got to look for it.
The one thing that I did notice, though, is that the personal trainers, the guys who actually check them out for injuries, after you saw the Batista Bomb RKO, that trainer ran immediately over to Daniel Bryan, because you saw Orton moving.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan was not moving at all. No. And usually when you do a move, sometimes they'll go, they'll wiggle themselves to, show, okay, I'm hurt, but I'm not injured.
Yeah, exactly.
And exactly, you make actually a great point. There is a big difference between hurt and injured. Yeah. And in wrestling, it's all the more reason to believe that.
They hurt all the time. Yeah. You're slamming people on a freaking mat. You're taking bumps on the ground. You're getting hit. You're getting hit with
cross chops.
You're getting cross chop. That shit hurts.
It does.
That's legitimate hurt.
That shit does hurt.
Injured. Broken bones. Pinched nerves.
They pulled Daniel Bryan out of the match.
Yeah.
Literally.
Pulled him.
Paramedics and everything put him on a stretcher and started wheeling him out. Batista stopped. He literally looked down and he was looking at Randy Orton moving, and he was like, no one was talking, no one was doing anything. The whole crowd was silent again. Yeah. And it was maybe like 3 minutes of nothing. And then Orton got up. What does Batista do? Punches Orton in the face. The match continues. They're like, oh, Daniel Bryan's done. Bye. So, and I predicted from the very beginning that Randy Orton was going to retain the title.
Yeah, I thought.
And I said, you know what? I said, it'd be great. Daniel Bryan wins against Triple H, goes in the triple threat, and then Orton wins it clean. No screw job, no nothing. And then Triple H came out, and then Triple H left. I figured, okay, now it's it. Orton's gonna win clean. Daniel Bryan can't do it, and then they're gonna move on to the next storyline, or Daniel Bryan's gonna work his way up top to the title again, because Daniel Bryan not winning the title is a great push for the storyline.
Yep.
It's a great push. He's been getting the screw job of the century, and finally, if he can come out and say, I was in the triple threat main event of WrestleMania. I lost. I lost because I lost, not because Triple H screwed me. Shawn Michaels screwed me. Batista screwed me. Orton screwed me. I lost because I lost. And then I would say that's a great push for the storyline again to continue it and make it even more better. So they dragged him out. So I was like, all right, cool. So it's going to end up being the two-way match that Batista wanted. Daniel Bryan comes running out of the freaking stretcher and wins. He wins the titles.
Yep,
and I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, made Batista tap out like a little bitch that he is.
Running knees, Batista bombs, RKOs, DDTs, everything under the sun. Then you see that tap.
Yep, tap like
put him in the yes log, made him tap like a little bitch.
Tap like a little bitch that he is.
So
fuck you, Batista.
Batista
You want a belt? Come on after this, alright? I'll make you tap like a little bitch too.
So that's WrestleMania. Obviously, we had a lot to talk about.
A little bit. Sorry, guys.
A little bit.
Sorry.
I mean, my biggest rage was the Undertaker match.
Yeah.
I thought the main event was good. I thought it was well done. A
A
little sloppy.
I'll give it a B.
Give it a B plus.
Solid. No, not a B plus. Solid B.
Oh, solid B.
Solid B.
Solid B. 30-man Battle Royale I thought was really cool.
That was the best match.
That was the best match of the night. Shields underrated. Now I didn't watch Raw. He watched Raw.
Yep.
So comment, guys. Let me know what happened on Raw. I haven't watched it. He watched it. I have my phone.
I could talk a little bit about Raw, but you can always just rewatch it or look up what happened. Yeah. So
WrestleMania 30, in my opinion, a very weak WrestleMania. You are not even doing a thumbs down, guys. Yeah. This is not a thumbs up, thumbs down. This is just straight up WrestleMania. WrestleMania.
Awful. But I'll tell you what, it wasn't as bad as last year.
He hates 29. I thought 29 was okay.
Wasn't as bad as last year, trust me. 29 was the worst.
That's our take on WrestleMania 30. You guys like wrestling? Like this video. Comment, subscribe. We're gonna be talking all this stuff. We're doing a whole bunch of videos today.
I mean, on Facebook, Tumblr, Snapchat, all that good stuff. Black Zone V1, your Brony champion. Word up.
Instagram, broken_rope.
Yeah, Instagram, Black Zone V1. It's Black Zone V1 everywhere.
Tumblr, broken_rope. Twitter, broken_rope. I'll put it in the descriptions, guys. I'll do it.
Just do it. Add me.
Add him.
I'm nice.
He is.
But I'm angry.
Somewhat nice.
I'm just angry.
I'm Kevin from Review Corner.
What up, Blackstone, guys?
All right,
Love
guys.
you guys.
We'll check you later.
Deuces.